Hey, you doing, guys, and welcome to my channel. Now today I'm taking a look at the MMS 693 Batman Michael Keaton 1989 deluxe version with the diorama base. Just having a quick pan up and down him here before we get into the meat and potatoes of him. This is probably how I'm going to pose him. I'm not sure yet, but this is for now how I'm going to pose him. You can just have a quick look there at the controversial textured suit and the lines in the legs and stuff. Um, yeah, a beautiful piece all around. Diorama is absolutely fantastic. I wouldn't have gotten this figure without the diorama, to be honest with you. And just panning up there to my favorite faceplate. So moving in, we'll take a look at his diorama first before we get into the accessories that come with him. As you can see here, it has Batman written on the front, and there is a really good wood effect and damaged wood effect all there. Painted really well, and the wear and tear and the weathering on the wood looks really nice. And then you can see the brickwork there. You can see all the divides between the brickwork, the really nice paintwork. And where the brick is broken, you can see it's a lighter shade of paint there, like a shade of grey where it is broken off. And then moving up to the gargoyle there, the fantastic piece at the top that can be removed. You can remove that gargoyle if you want. Just spinning it around really quickly there, just to give you more of a look at it. Again, the lighter bits where the bricks are broken and the wooden effect where it is all broken is done really well. And then moving around to the back. Now, if I had a Joker figure, which is another topic, I've tried to get him 3 times and been let down 3 times, but I'd have him standing here if I had another one of those dioramas. Those drains there are completely movie accurate. Just moving up there, you can see there's mold and mildew. This is supposed to be the outside of the building, obviously, so there is some mold there on it that isn't on the inside. And then moving around, like I said, those drains are all completely movie accurate. If you go back to the movie, they are there, and there is some mold and mildew on the ledge there, which looks really nice. And you can see the cracks in the brickwork and stuff there. Looks fantastic. An absolutely amazing piece. And again, moving up to the gargoyle again there. And like I said, you can spin him around. You can see the divide there. I'll just give him a little spin for you guys. You can see that it can spin around in any direction for posing. So that's a really nice piece. So there you have it there for the absolutely fantastic diorama base. One of the best diorama bases that I have from Hot Toys. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So I suppose we'll move on and we'll get into the accessories. And here we have all the accessories that come with him. Starting off with the hands, I suppose we have 2 gesturing hands or relaxed palms, I suppose. We have 2 gripping hands. We have 2 more gesturing hands, but one of them is on the figure, and we have 2 closed fists, and one of them is on the figure. And then we will have, I suppose we'll have a close-up of the gloves in the hands, because they are quite detailed. You can see that the separation in the textures there, from the leather to the texture of the palm, and then back to the leather with the studded bits in them. Really nicely painted, no over painting there on the studs, really nicely done. And you can see the leather piece there. And all of the hands are the same with all the studs on the palms. And then we'll have a look at his grappling hook. You can see there, if I can just get it unknotted. Almost, there we go. You can see that the rope is quite long. It is a quite long rope. And just moving into, we'll just zoom in there. We'll have a look at the details of that Batarang. You can see the mold is quite nice, and it does have the silver bladed bits at the very end. I'm not sure if that's movie accurate. I'd assume it is. I don't remember noticing that the ends of it are silver in the movie, but I suppose most of those scenes are dark. And then we have Vicky Vale's shoe that will go with the diorama piece, I suppose. You could put it on the ground, on the stairwell there, like it is in the movie. And then moving on, we will have a look at his grappling hook. Now, this is the grappling hook that he uses in the museum scene. Really nicely painted, really shiny, really glossy. You can see that the mechanism does work. If I just be very careful here, you can see that the mechanism does work on the spring. Now my one is very stiff, so there really is no need for the spring. It adds more realism, obviously, but it doesn't actually do anything to the mechanism. But you can see it is nice and shiny there. I would like would have liked a bit of weathering on it there. You can see the silver piece that goes around his wrist gauntlet. But like I said, nice piece. Would have liked a little bit of weathering on it. I don't think it was that shiny and that brand new looking in the movie. But I might be wrong. It's been a while since I've watched the movie, and very gently just close that again. And then moving on, we'll take a look at these two plastic sticks that come with it. They go into the cape to replicate that scene where he fans out the cape and does he glide? I think he glides. They go either side, and his arms grip the ends of the poles. I'll show you in the photographs a bit later on. Not a great effect, doesn't really work very well. And then zooming in there, I'll just use one of these sticks as a pointer. You can see that there is some very small pieces. We have his two ninja stars or shurikens or whatever you call them. We have his detonator there, quite nicely painted, a bit of wash inside and some numbers on it. And then we have his smoke grenades. I believe there are smoke grenades. I don't remember actually seeing the smoke grenades in the movie. And then we have his remote control, his voice activated remote control for the Batmobile. And then we have the stoppie that he uses in one scene in the movie when he's fighting the henchman. Quite shiny, quite nicely painted. And then next up, we have his grappling hook, I suppose. Nice mold, very nice mold. This piece here doesn't come out. The spear part doesn't come out. It does come apart, and there's a reason for that. This part here, if I could just pick it up, clips onto his belt, and you do, it does come apart to clip onto his belt. I won't be using it that way, so there is no reason for me to even show you guys, to be honest with you. I think it damages the belt as well, from what I hear. You can see the little magnet there on the handle of the grappling hook, which when you have it closed, it magnetizes onto his belt. So really no reason to be clipping it onto his belt and risking damaging his belt. And then we have his 3 faceplates. We'll get into more detail with the faceplates a bit later on. We have the battle damage, the closed mouth, relaxed face, and then we have the duck face, and then we have the control arm for the rolling eyes. So next up, we'll have a look at the figure itself, and here we have him standing straight up pretty much as he comes out of the box. I was having trouble getting him standing, so I do have him propped up on a stand there. So moving in close, we'll have a look at his boots. Now these are supposed to be Nike boots, as most of us know. There is no Nike logo on them. Hot Toys don't really have anything to do with Nike. They have a few figures out there that should have Nike logos on them, and they don't. You can see the boots there are quite shiny, and shinier than the suit itself. I'm not sure if that's movie accurate. I'm really not sure if that's movie accurate, the shininess in them. I was a surprise to see them that shiny, because I do have another Batman figure and they are not that shiny on him. There is a bit of articulation in them. It is a soft rubber. I'm not going to overstretch it, guys, because I don't know how far it would go and I do not want to break him, but there is a small bit of articulation. Moving up to his legs there, you can see the indents and the lines. They are movie accurate. Those lines are movie accurate. I did look into it when I first took him out of the box. I was like, oh my god, that looks awful. But it is actually movie accurate, guys. I'm not sure about that second line on the inside, but the line on the middle of the thigh is movie accurate. You can see that line there that I'm not too sure about its accuracy, but that line there definitely is movie accurate. I'm not too sure about how indented it is there, though. I think that's over exaggerated in the figure, and the texture is definitely a bit too much texture in it, especially in the lower half of him. In my opinion, it's over textured. It's not a deal breaker, guys. It still looks absolutely fantastic. They just have slightly over textured the rubber suit, in my opinion. This top plate now, if you remember in the film, it is supposed to be a separate piece. You can see the divide there because it is body armor. He does get shot at one point by Bob's goons, and they do press into it and see that it is body armor. So it is supposed to be a different kind of material, or a tougher material. And you can see it is textured again there, and it does have all the movie accurate indents in it and stuff there, but I do think that it's just not indented enough. There's not enough relief in the body armor, but again, not a deal breaker. Still looks really well. I'm just going to spend a minute or so just soaking in that texture, guys. I just wonder, did it come out of the mold with that texture on it, and how he just went, that'll do? But I don't think so. I think this is intentional, because you can see the smooth rubber on the inside there. They can have that rubber as smooth as they like. So I do think actually it is intentional. It's, again, like I said, guys, it's not a deal breaker. When it's on the shelf, it looks absolutely fantastic. I have a lot of intense light on it, so it really accentuates that texture. You can see there on the emblem on the chest, it is a lot better than the original DX version. It's closer to movie accurate. And then we'll just have a close-up of the relaxed face there. There is a lot of controversy about the face plates and the accuracy to Michael Keaton. The face definitely looks more realistic. It definitely looks more realistic, guys. I just think that the poutiness of the lips isn't there. That Michael Keaton has those pouty lips, and they're just not there in this faceplate. The bottom of the cheeks as well, where they come out of mask, I think is just a little bit too red as well. But like I said, it does look far more realistic than the original DX version. But again, I don't feel that the accuracy is really is on point. I think they could have got the accuracy a lot better. Some of the molds they've been doing lately have been absolutely fantastic. So yeah, so I think that it's not that it's not there. I'll just show you the next faceplate. It's not that it's not there. It is. It's definitely Michael Keaton. It's just the lips just aren't as pouty as they should be, I think. This is the duck face one, obviously. Not, like I said there, it's very, very flat there. It's just not pouty enough. The duck face that nobody likes, my least favourite, everybody's least favourite. I don't know why they put some of these faceplates in. They do look awful with the duck face, and I'm not even sure what they're trying to accomplish with it, to be honest with you. So moving on, we'll have a look at my favourite faceplate, which is the battle damage. Now this is Michael Keaton all day long to me. The blood or the injury could be painted a little bit better. It's a little bit flat. I'm not sure how it was in the movie. I think it was flat like that in the movie, but it is glossy. It does look okay. It's passable. It's definitely passable. The eyes look absolutely fantastic, guys. They look amazing. The life in those eyes in there is absolutely fantastic. And the little grin he has on his face is just on point for me. Again, just running down the suit there. Oh, the belt. Just one more thing. These clips here, unlike the old versions, can move. You can actually move them along, so you can put them pretty much anywhere you want, which is, again, I don't know if it's intentional by Hot Toys to be able to move those, but you can. Moving around to the back, we'll have a look at the back real quick. You can see just all the rubber and how it's all put together, and again, all that lumpiness. But it's not a massive deal breaker. Even as you pull them away there, it becomes all uniformed and looks great. So I suppose we will move on. Just looking at the cape, I suppose. It is wired. You can see the wire in it there. It's not a very thick wire. It's a usual Hot Toys. It's actually one of the better Hot Toys capes, but it's still not great. It's a wired cape, guys. Trying to get it to drape is an absolute nuisance, and it doesn't look natural at all. I've tried to get it draped as best I can, and it's just not happening. It's unfortunate. Hot Toys really need to pull their socks up with their capes. You can see me trying to flatten it there, and it's just not happening. I do have a Oh, just to show you as well, guys, this is the holes where the poles come in there. Just see either side there, you push the poles in, they stick out a little bit, and his gripping hands hold the poles. Doesn't really work out well, especially with that cape, guys, because it's, like I said, it's wired. So trying to get a wired cape to, as you can see there, that's a Jackson Zoo cape that I'll be reviewing in my next video. I won't put it in this video because I want to keep it hot toys for this video and keep it separate. So I'll do that in the next video. But there you go, guys. There he is. I suppose the only thing left to do now will be to do a comparison. So I'll do a comparison. Now, guys, unfortunately, I don't have the original DX09, but I do have the MMS 293 Batman Returns, as you can see. Wouldn't really be fair to compare the suits, as they are two entirely different suits, but comparing the boots there, you can see that the boots on the new MMS 693 Batman 89 are far shinier than the Batman Returns boots. So I'm not sure which ones are the most accurate, to be honest with you. But having a look at the head sculpts, you can see that that head sculpt from, I think it was 2015, is still absolutely fantastic. It's an amazing head sculpt. That is Michael Keaton all day long to me. Looking at it, I know I have a bent ear there before anybody puts it in the comments. And you can see the new one there. Looks far more realistic, the new one. It definitely does. Like I said, I think those cheeks might be a little bit too rosy. But it looks far more realistic. If the paint apps on this one here were updated, I think it would look better than this one, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, guys. I think they both look amazing in their own right. But that one there just screams Michael Keaton all day long to me. Yeah, but that one there is far more realistic with the updated paint applications. So it really is subjective, guys, as to which faceplates are the best, but I would be inclined to say the old MMS 293 is the better faceplate. Again, just looking at them there, a bit more static. This is the MMS 293, the old Batman Returns. You can see that the neck on the new one is a lot thicker as well, and in my opinion, the neck being a bit narrower on the older one is a bit more realistic, as Michael Keaton was not a big guy, not a massive guy. So I think the neck on the new one just looks a little bit thick. Maybe it's accurate, I don't know. It just doesn't look accurate to me because Michael Keaton isn't a big guy. Just looking at the side profile there, you can see that the mask is, the nose piece is a lot pointier on the Batman Returns. I know the Batman Returns cowl was different to the 89, so again, not really a comparison that is fair, but just looking at the faceplates, I do believe that the older faceplate is slightly more accurate. Even the lips there at the side, you can see, are slightly more accurate. And that is the relaxed face. So I will change to the duck face so we can compare the duck faces, guys. And here we have the duck face comparison. Again, I still think the one on the right looks more like Michael Keaton, even though it is a more exaggerated duck face. Now, unfortunately, the Batman Returns figure comes with two duck faces and a relaxed face. So here is the first one. Looking at the side profile again, it is definitely hard to tell from the side profile which one I prefer. Probably from the side profile, just looking at that, the duck face, I do prefer the newer one. It's just slightly more exaggerated, I suppose, on the older one, and takes away from it. So it definitely, the newer one wins, even though it still does look a bit goofy. And then we'll have a look at the other duck face. Now, it's the same duck face, obviously, on the newer one, because we only get one. I know I keep saying duck face, guys. But that is the other one from the MMS 293. Slightly less exaggerated. Very odd expression, guys. But there you go. So I'll just leave you guys with some pictures, and Please hit that like and subscribe, and tune in for future content. Cheers guys, take care.